Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chillz. Grab your beer and listen along. Or a Sprite or Coke, whatever the fuck you want. I'm not judging. Alright, guys. I am just a quick apology just right off the bat there. We've been out of the game for maybe a little while.
There were those two videos.
Well, there were some hijackings I heard about.
Okay, that was one hijacking.
All right.
The other two was me just informing our fans that we're not dead.
Okay, we're back. We're not dead. We are just exclusively going to be on YouTube because I feel like that's where it is. That's where the platform's at. That's where we can eliminate the middleman, where we can get our ideas and thoughts straight to you and our stories or whatever. You know, it's easier for you to contact us / input, opinion, whatever. You know, I just feel like it's better. Not necessarily.
George, for some reason, does not want to do videos, so we're doing recordings.
We're not doing a video yet. We're still getting back into the role of things. I don't know exactly the game plan, but Andy's been going through some stuff for the last year. I've been busy, so he's better now.
I feel better.
He feels better. So he's back. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. He just turned 26.
Woo! Big number.
So, ladies, keep your panties on. Jesus, already. Oh my. The one viewer's putting it back on right now.
This Coke ad is so weird. We're watching the Olympics.
Yeah, we are also watching the Olympics. Canada's fucking getting gold medal after gold medal. I've watched a lot of games. Shaun White got the gold snowboarding, which was sick. I'd recommend you guys watch that if you haven't seen it.
We can put the link below if we have it.
Yeah, or you could just Google search it yourself.
Or that,
yeah. I think if you really like snowboarding, you'll watch that. Okay, one thing I want to talk about real quick here.
Sure.
Maybe not real quick, is movies.
Okay.
I saw some good movies lately, some alright movies. Some movies I want to see.
Start with alright and then go to good.
Alright, I saw the movie, actually you were there, 15/17 to Paris, that's what the movie's called.
What did you think of it?
It was a good movie. They actually had the people who were in that actual train when the incident happened. Those were the original people, so they brought them into the film, which was cool.
What do you think of that decision by Clint Eastwood? You think that's a smart decision?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I think it took way too long to get to the main part of the story, where they showed them going around Europe and stuff.
So if you gave the movie out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
5, probably 3.5.
Why 3.5?
It took way too long to get to that scene.
So that was your only big problem with the movie, that one scene that kind of lagged too long.
Because you know that's what you're going to go see. Not like when I went to go see Black.
I think, and I missed a minute of the movie.
Yeah, not much.
But I think that
I guess it shows
we
you their
didn't
backstory.
need the train scene in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I actually showed up a minute late for the movie because I saw a different movie, which we'll talk about
You did?
after. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so my opinion is they didn't need the train scene in the beginning.
That's right. They showed it once or twice before.
It got people hyped up, which I think was completely unnecessary.
That's true, because I was like, oh,
we
what's going to happen?
We could have just had the story of the soldiers becoming soldiers, even though there was only one guy who actually went to the
only
war.
one guy. Yeah, the other guy wanted to go to war.
One of the guys seemed to never really qualify because he kept losing weight.
Let's not give away too much spoilers, because some people want to see it.
Anyway, my opinion is, when the train scene happens, you know everything about these characters because you've basically grown up with them.
It's true. If you've also seen the commercials, you know that's the whole movie is in that commercial.
But what's interesting is,
which is kind of annoying,
when you see the terrorist or whoever he is, there is no backstory to this guy. He's just a maniac with a gun, and they put him out pretty quickly. That wouldn't be, in my opinion, ruining anything because basically that's all the way the kids actually saw it.
So are you saying you wanted more in-depth?
I wanted to know the terrorist story. I understand that would have been more like glorifying war, but we still were sort of glorifying war anyway, because it's about these 3 kids who become military men or want to be military men. One of the guys actually goes to the military, like works for the army, and the others, one of the guys never really pursued that. He just knew a lot about it because when they were kids, they always played war. So if they had the whole backstory of the guy who had the gun,
Oh, like his childhood life or whatever.
No, not that. Just why was he there that day? Like, what provoked him?
What provoked him?
Shooting up a train. Shooting up a train. Like, what provoked him? I think that would have been interesting. I can understand why they didn't focus on that because then it's more of the terrorist story than their
they
story.
don't want to glorify the terrorists.
Yes, but they already glorified war.
Well, the objective of the film is to talk about the heroes and what they did that day.
I get that.
About how people never act, but these guys act.
Also, what's interesting is they were prepared.
Because that guy, one of that soldier dude, the guy who didn't get the career he wanted, he never ended up doing things he wanted to do for his career because he wanted to be like that helicopter pilot or whatever. He didn't get that job. Yeah. So he wanted to be ready for things in life.
I get it. And, it made sense. I mean, I love the scene where they're talking and he's like, I want a purpose. Like,
he wants a purpose.
What's my purpose in life? And that's great because that's a really important thing for human beings to know. What is their purpose in life? Like if you read superhero stories, well, the greatest part of the story is really the origin story because they don't know that they're going to become Daredevil or Batman or whatever. They don't know. And that's the most excitement to me as a reader or to me as a viewer because if I know the story, then I know what's going to happen. If I don't know the story, it's even more fascinating, right? Point is, I like that scene because that was important. It's proved that he has a purpose, and in the end, he does have a purpose. And they tried to get it as down to the letters they could. Like, how realistic was the movie? I felt like it was me in Europe with my friends. And then
they did have a.
I like that. I mean, I agree with.
It did have a lot of POV.
I agree with you that it kind of
where you look like you're behind the seat cushion and you see that terrorist with the gun coming up. This is in the commercial, by the way, so I'm not spoiling it. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think I'd give it 4.
4. All right.
All right. So let's move on.
Solid 4. If you guys made it shorter, it'd have been great. Next movie I just saw like 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? I saw it 2 days ago. Yeah, today's Thursday. So, Half Price Tuesdays. So I saw Black Panther.
What'd you think of it?
I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I know people haven't seen it.
Like me.
So I said I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I only know my thoughts and opinions on the general movie, nothing specific. Zero.
Were we too specific with the last movie?
Yeah, because I don't think people are really gonna see that movie.
You don't think people are gonna see that movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't really spoil much.
I don't think we spoiled anything.
Yeah. Literally the best part of 15 to 17 to Paris is literally
it's called 15, 17 to Paris, not 15 to 17
Okay, Jack. Jesus.
You just named 2 different people right there. Jack and Jesus. And I'm not Jesus Jack or Jack Jesus.
Well, Jack's going to be joining us in a minute. Anyways.
Ooh, and who's Jack? I gotta know.
Actually, I'll get back to you.
I want to know who Jack is.
I'll get back to you on that in a second. Let me finish. In the 15 to 17 to Paris movie, the main actual part of the movie, they show that whole part in the commercial.
Yeah, okay.
And then you're like, then you see the movie, and then you're kind of disappointed because you're like, that was the best part. You just spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah, it's true.
I hate when we do that.
Well, that's kind of. Well, that's they
where
have done that.
When I saw.
But then what would they have put on the commercial then, or on the trailer instead of that? Like, what would have been in the trailer?
Amy Adams.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, George, I think we should move on.
It wasn't even Amy Adams. It was Eliza Fisher or whatever.
What?
It wasn't Amy Adams. The girl from The Office. What's her name? Eliza Fisher.
The girl from the. You mean Pam?
Yeah, Eliza Fisher.
Oh, is it Eliza Fisher?
Yeah, she's the one who plays the mother.
I know Isla Fisher. She's called.
Isla Fisher. That's her name. Anyways,
no, Isla Fisher is not her.
Okay, whatever. The girl,
Isla Fisher is the redhead.
Oh, the red one. Yeah. Okay,
No, she's not red. She's just a redhead.
That's what I said. Redhead.
You said the red one.
Whatever. Jeez, guys. All right, back to Black Panther with this guy for 10 minutes on a different tangent. Jack's gonna hit him in the face.
Who is Jack?
Anyways, we're back to the Black Panther.
Yeah.
If we're ever gonna fucking get there at this
I'm
point.
waiting.
Okay, that movie was really good. That whole movie was story. Like, for example, you watch these movies like Iron Man, and it's all fighting and fighting and fighting.
Oh, the first one was good. I like the first one.
The first one was good, but all the others were just like fighting.
Which is bullshit.
This actually was all story, in depth,
Nice.
good characters, and a well written.
Okay.
So if you're gonna see it, I'm saying it's 5.5 out of 5.
So it was better than Wonder Woman.
Ooh, gee.
Because that didn't have I don't think it had the greatest story.
It did not have the greatest story, but it was a really good story.
It was written by Zack Snyder.
It was a good movie. It was a great movie.
I don't think
Go
so.
see Black Panther. I know my mom isn't.
What
She
would you
never
rate it?
goes.
What would you rate Black Panther?
5 out of 5.
And why? Because the story?
Like I just told you, everything was well done. The story, the picture, the
Perfect.
Characters.
Perfect. All right, so I saw The Greatest Show.
Oh, when I got out of the movie theater,
Yeah.
I heard somebody. This is not really a spoiler alert. I heard somebody say, when I was getting into the theaters, some girl goes, "Wow, the movie was all black people."
Wow. Wow.
I was like, wow.
And they were like so proud of the whole black cast too. Wow.
There was literally like one white girl in the movie.
Just one white girl?
I believe so.
Wait, there was a white girl in the movie? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was like one. I forgot what she did.
Okay.
Dude, I sat at the front, so I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that. That was
I got there
a
late.
Stupid decision.
Movie was like at 10:50, and I got there like 10:10. So 5 minutes of the movie.
You couldn't find any back seats? Like none?
No, but not with everybody. Anyways, so that's the movies I've seen.
I saw The Greatest Showman twice.
What's that?
The Greatest Showman is about B.T. Barnum. I think his name is B.T. Barnum. And and how he created the first moving circus, which is pretty cool. But the first time I saw it, I got very depressed because it's all about this artist achieving his dream, and I never achieved my dream. Apparently, it's not very accurate.
Yet, you mean? Yet.
Yeah, true. Anyway, it was a very emotional time, and my sister got angry at me when I left and wasted basically 20 minutes talking to like the ticket booth guy. Anyway, and then I saw it again because I decided.
What's it called again? The movie?
It's called The Greatest Showman.
Oh.
And it's actually a really good musical. Like, I downloaded the music. It's great. Great soundtrack. Maybe the story isn't as true as the actual guy, because the actual guy was kind of like fat bastard. But anyway, point is, great movie. Hugh Jackman can sing. Great story. I won't ruin it because it's a really good movie. Really cool scenes too. Like, you get to see like I think they filmed everything like in England.
Oh, that's cool.
Or no, sorry, not in England. In New York. Like, I think.
Ooh, I really want to go to New York.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, I would give it.
A lot of celebrities.
I don't usually give any movies 5 stars.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'll give it 4.5 for good.
All right, ladies and gents, you got your 3 movie ratings of the night. Next thing I want to say, Andy, is no particular order here. Is Leafs are doing pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be going to the playoffs.
Good. We should
Stanley Cup, boys, let's go.
Finally. Come on.
Let's go, guys.
It's been too
I got
long.
faith. This year looks
The last time we
promising.
won the cup was 1969.
No, 1966.
Shut up. No.
Yeah.
64?
66.
66? You sure?
Yeah, let's see.
I don't think you're right.
When
We're
did
having a little bit
the
of a
Leafs
debate
win the
here.
cup last?
Apparently, the pre-game odds favoured the Maple Leafs over the Panthers by 1.5
No,
goals.
that was not the question I
The
asked.
problem with using this.
And first of all, how did the Leafs win from the Panthers by 1.5 goals? Like, it said 1.5 goals. We did. We won last night in OT by 1 point. No, not in OT. We just won yesterday.
Just ask the damn
All right,
question.
let's. Siri, you can. All right, here you go. When did the Leafs win the Stanley Cup?
The Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup final 4-2 over the Canadiens. They won the last game 3-1 on May 2nd, 1967.
Oh,
we-
none of us were right.
So you said 69, I said 66.
It was 66.
I thought it was 60.
Oh, this person is just done.
Okay,
are
so-
you watching this?
Yeah,
this Olympic girl. Like, oh,
I'm also
man.
running a show here too, so keep that in mind. It's like he forgot what he was
Wow,
doing.
look at that wipeout. That is.
So, anyways,
Ow!
back to what I was saying was.
I'm sorry, you put the TV on, okay?
Back
We
to
didn't need to watch this.
Back to what I was saying for the third time was looks like we're gonna be doing really good this year. Matthews is killing it out there. Without Matthews, he's carrying the team essentially. Don't rely on him too much. Let's be a strong team. You guys got this, boys in blue. Let's go. Okay, I know you want
Boys
to
in blue.
I know you want to talk about Trump because you love that guy, aka not. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Okay,
Why do you only have one of those?
I don't know. I'm the host.
Anyway, Trump, everyone. Trump.
He trumps all the stories these days.
Trump is America's president.
Oh yeah.
And how do I feel about that? Well, to be honest, I don't really care because I'm not in America. But I do also care because I'm not in the United States of America. So Trump, what to say about Trump? He's just a crazy guy with it's like playing a video game, you know?
Okay.
You're the guy with the
I
controls.
gotta take this analogy. Keep going.
You're the guy with the controls. But he can just press this button and blow shit up, and he can do this.
Talking about buttons, did you hear about that whole button thing with North Korea and the nuclear buttons?
No.
Okay, so North Korea was this was maybe a month or two ago when that whole shit was happening. And North Korea goes, oh yeah, I have a button here. I could just press and send nuclear buttons to the state. Blah blah blah.
Nuclear bombs, not nuclear buttons.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Nuclear, warheads.
Yeah.
And then Trump tweeted or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, I have a bigger nuclear button than you do." And then somebody from inside the White House officials said the button's not that big; it's pretty small. Or it's something like we don't even have a button at all. It's not even. It's like a switch or some shit. Yeah. It was like, really? That's what we're debating.
Trump is probably worse or almost on par with Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon.
There's like a book on the election and
Trump. So you're just getting this from a book?
Well, I met a guy on the subway who was reading it and he's talking about how the writer...
Sounds like a really good source.
The writer actually got in and was saying the reason he was there, and he is a journalist, he was writing a book on Trump, but he wasn't actually going to, but then he got so much information that he decided to, he had to. He felt like he had to share this with the world, so he did. But yeah, so...
Oh, is this the one that was inside the White House and then he comes out?
I think so.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Trump was trying to boycott that book from coming out.
Trump has no power.
Essentially, he thinks he does.
He has no power. I mean, Eminem even did a song.
I saw that. It was good.
And I think you're thinking of something else.
No, I saw Eminem's rap. It's in an underground garage.
Yeah, that's not the same one.
Yes.
He did a song called "Like Home" with Alicia Keys.
Oh,
which is his Trump rap on the
I'll
album.
show you that one later.
I know that one. I don't like that one because they bleep him out. Every time he says "fuck," they don't let him say it.
Really?
Yeah, they bleep it out. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Anyway, the point is, Trump has no power.
Okay, well, do you think that Trump's going to change the gun laws now that happened after Florida?
I don't think Trump is going to change the gun laws. If anything, they're going to have more guns.
That's true.
To defend themselves.
Actually, when these things do happen, I've heard this in the States when I go, whenever a shooting like this happens, the rise of gun sales goes up like 1 or 2%. Because everybody wants to protect themselves.
The problem is America is too loose on the gun law.
What do you mean loose?
The gun law was created at a very different time, and they've never updated it since. So it's quite old and quite...
The Second Amendment, which is bear the right to bear arms.
Exactly.
Which is, for those that don't know, is to have a weapon or a gun to protect you in case of something.
But it shouldn't be a right to bear arms. It should be a right to defend oneself.
Yeah, and you're using that gun to defend yourself.
They don't need machine guns. They don't need, big...
Okay, nobody's walking around with a machine gun in fucking States.
Bowling for Columbine. Wasn't the guy with the machine gun? I'm pretty sure. An AK-47?
Yeah, but no, I'm saying the average Joe Blow is...
No, not the average Joe, but if you want to decrease violence in America or massacres in America, you're going to have to take away the guns. Or get the guns licensed for only people who use them to defend themselves. I mean, there was this woman...
Yeah, but that's the problem is you don't know who's going to defend themselves and who's going to cause mayhem.
So you think we should just eliminate guns entirely then?
I mean, it works for Canada. It works for Australia.
Exactly. Well, the whole Australia thing apparently got really, really like.
In 1996, they had a big thing, and then they're like, you know what? Let's not go through that again. They had a buyback program, so you give them your gun, and then they give you money.
Huh.
So that helped a lot.
Well, I think violence in America has increased. Now, according to...
What are you, an analyst?
Well...
I believe that it's increased, but no evidential substantial records.
During the Trump election, when they were talking to, I don't know, his vice president or somebody, he was saying how violence in America has decreased, and the journalist said, no, actually it has increased. It's proven.
Okay, well...
Or the opposite, I forget. Anyway, the point is, these massacres need to stop.
Yes.
This is not cool. And I think...
People lose their brothers, their sisters, their wives, their husbands, their children,
we're creating war zones in one country. It's like the Civil War all over again. Except this is very different because it's not two sides fighting. It's just kids with weapons or whatever. Like, how many of the massacres have been done by youth?
Youth, as in like what, under 25, under 20?
Like, how young have these kids been that have massacred?
Yeah, I think it's like they could be pretty young, at 16, 15.
Right?
I'm pretty sure.
So clearly they should possess guns. Clearly their parents...
Yeah, but usually what happens is they don't go out and buy the gun. They find it in their parents' basement, or their parents leave their safe unlocked, or their parents are out and they just
I think
snoop
gun
around.
laws should become tighter in America than they already are.
Yeah, they should be tighter. I don't
know if banning all weaponry would work.
They're not going to just get rid of them tomorrow, no.
Definitely not.
I know that's
what the problem with America is they're too gun happy.
Well, because here's what I've heard is that if you take away their guns, they're gonna feel like they're powerless.
Yeah,
where like the government's gonna outright, or like if you take away the gun, the government's gonna uprise and whatever, fucking tell them what to do, and then they're not gonna have their guns. The point is, the gun gives them the security to fight back.
But do they really need to feel that secure? You should watch this video with this. I don't even think it was Saturday Night Live, but this woman was like yelling at the other two. Okay, so who was there? Michael Moore was there, and Zach Galifianakis was there. And this other woman was there, and she's just bitching about the fact that she needs her gun for protection. It's like, do you really need your gun for protection? And Michael Moore was like making these really good statements about how like they either should ban all guns or license the guns.
Don't you really need a license to get a gun in the state?
I don't know. I just know it's
actually, no, you can't. You just need to have no criminal record. You just have to be over 18.
Yeah.
And you just have to have
a
home address. That's all.
Anyone can fake a criminal record.
What do you mean can fake a criminal record? You know. No. You have to have a clean record.
I know. Anyway. But that doesn't mean that a person with a clean record can't do violence.
That's what I'm saying.
I think there should be more questions.
You could get a gun for someone else.
I think there should be more questions, like, what are you going to use it for? Hunting. Okay, so we'll give you a hunting gun. But I want a machine gun. Well, sorry, you're only getting a hunting gun because you only want to go hunting.
And it's a
mess,
separate.
actually. Yeah. It's a mess, and we've already
that doesn't work like that.
23 minutes, and
we didn't talk
about the gun laws.
Okay, forget about the gun laws now. But the states better not forget about that because they need to figure that out. It's pretty. Anyways, a different thing I want to talk about is PC. We'll probably this will be the last topic.
President's Choice PC?
No. President's Choice PC. Okay. Oh, actually talking about PC.
Progressive conservatives?
No.
PC?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. What PC?
Try one more guess. It kind of goes back to politics.
Petro-Canada?
No, politics, not gas companies.
What does the PC stand for?
Political correctness.
Oh, okay. Why do you care about this?
Why do I care about this? Because it annoys the shit out of me.
All right, okay, go on.
Let me give you an example.
Oh, man.
Was it a week or a couple of weeks ago? I don't remember the date, but who cares? Mr. Trudeau there, our Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He was doing some speech. And so he opens the floor to questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm also
Okay.
watching Canada.
Okay, so he opens the floor to questions, and the girl says, the question is, what do you think about the future for mankind, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, oh, sorry, we don't speak, we're gender neutral here. It's people kind.
Wow.
I'm like, really? Like, what the fuck, buddy?
It's humankind, not
Yeah,
people kind.
it's not, no, he says it's people kind,
I
not
know,
mankind.
but she should have said humankind.
No, the point is just leave it at mankind.
No, don't leave it at mankind.
Yes.
That's sexist.
No, but
That
that's...
is sexist.
No, that's the general... That's not sexist.
Yes, it is.
No, because man is as whole as one. It's not...
What? Man is as whole as one.
Not whole as one. I meant man is general for mankind.
Yes,
as
but it
in
should be
humans.
mankind. It should be humankind. He's right, but he shouldn't say peoplekind because peoplekind isn't a word. Humankind is a word.
All I'm saying
This is your argument? This is pathetic.
You know what? I don't know why we picked you to be the
By the way, Canada is winning.
Yeah.
We're completely in the lead here.
Let's go, boys in red.
Nice, good job.
Yeah,
That's
first
amazing.
place for downhill skiing,
Yeah, that
boys.
was really good. Cross. Apparently it's cross skiing.
Oh, so what?
It's great. Okay, so you have a problem with this.
Okay, let me give you another example.
Okay, I'm listening.
Christmas time comes around. Happy holidays.
That makes sense.
Okay, buddy, why do I have to submit to happy holidays? I just want to say fucking Merry Christmas.
Then
And
say Merry
I
Christmas.
say Merry Christmas.
Merry
Some fucking
Christmas
other guy gets
only
offended.
includes the Christians who celebrate Christmas. If you say Happy Hanukkah, you're only talking about the
What
Jews
about
who
this?
celebrate
The
Hanukkah.
national anthem, All My Sons Command. They want to change that to make it general neutral.
That is different.
That's the same PC bullshit.
No, it's not, because that's the anthem. It's like change. If they changed it, it might not sound as good.
All I'm saying is, this is 1984, Andy.
It's not 1984, Jordan.
Yeah, it is, because you are submitted to do everything that you have to follow all these fucking rules. For example,
You shouldn't say mankind. It's sexist.
I'm gonna say whatever I want.
All right, then you're sexist.
No.
Yes, you
mankind means generally.
No, it doesn't. It means. See, the problem with this is because of the feminist movement. If we didn't have
feminists.
If we didn't have the feminist movement, well, why is it feminist? Feminism is supposed to be equality between men and women.
I like women and
Why
men,
is it
and I
called
support
feminism?
this.
That doesn't make any sense. But it's called humankind because it includes everyone.
I understand.
Women,
man.
men, children, everyone.
But I like how you're playing devil's advocate, though.
Well, I actually agree with what I'm saying. I'm not being. I mean, I
Okay.
think it was
No, but I'm saying is some things are a little bit taken too ridiculous.
The Happy Holidays thing is a nice gesture. If you say Merry Christmas, I don't think anyone should be insulted by that. But if you say mankind, a lot of people are going to be insulted by that because they think all you're talking about is men. And which is interesting because
All I'm
women,
saying
the
is-
word woman has man in it. So I can understand your argument about mankind, but women wouldn't want that because then it shows that men are superior from women, which
Yes.
is why feminism was created.
I get
To
that.
get
I
equality
understand
between men
that.
and
But
women.
it's like... It's
You
men...
can't say mankind. You have to say humankind.
I think it's weird.
That's fine, but that's the proper etiquette. And I think that's where we should end the
Okay,
show.
I was watching... No, let me finish. We
Alright.
still got a couple minutes. I was watching the show called Last Man Standing.
Sure.
So there's one scene where the daughter asks her dad, Mike Baxter, to do a speech for her university.
Sure.
He writes up the speech,
Okay.
and he goes, and then he starts off the speech, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the, and the daughter goes, no, you can't do that, Dad. He goes, why? He goes, you can't identify them as lady and gentleman. He goes, what if somebody doesn't want to be identified as lady or gentleman? What if they want to be in the middle? He goes, what other fucking thing is there to be?
That's not
There's only two fucking things. That's what I'm saying. It gets carried away.
Where would the middle be? There's ladies and gentlemen. What
That's
else
what
do
I'm
we
saying.
have?
The school was so gender neutral that they didn't want to
So
specify.
what do you say? Humans? Hello, humans.
Essentially, and then that's where he goes. He goes, hello, humans. And then he goes, I'm not doing this fucking speech anymore because this goes against all
Ladies
my
and gentlemen
beliefs.
is such a nice...
It's a nice thing. I don't know. Anyways, everybody's just fucking... Anyways. I love people. Just sometimes they're annoying.
This should be like George's Grouch Hour. George's... What? We lost the signal?
Eddie, we're getting fucking little signals from that little black thing in the back.
It's back.
Anyways. All right. Thank you guys thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of our show and our listeners. And we'll be back next week. And sorry we took so long. We were dealing with stuff in life and trying to get things back in order. But we're back, and peace out.